Hi folks, welcome to this Emotion SOS Hangout called How to Feel Better When You're Feeling Down, Feeling Bad, Feeling Uncomfortable. And my name is Guru Mayer, and the purpose of this series of 6 Hangouts is to help you learn how to feel better when you don't feel good. And it's my mission and that I've been helping people with something that I hope one day we'll all consider very basic, and that is when I don't feel good, when I don't feel comfortable, when I feel bad, when I feel scared, when I feel angry, that I know what I'm feeling, and I know why I'm feeling it, and I know what to do about it to feel better. And that right there is the purpose that I have, and I've got a lot of experience helping people do that. And when you think about it, it's crazy that we can't all do that, but I can tell you that most of us can't. But it's equipment that we have and that we can easily train ourselves to use to know what we're feeling and what to do about it to feel better. So let's start with the problem. Anxiety, depression, grief, shame, guilt, even desire can be very enslaving, right? Sometimes desire is fun. All these emotions are fun, but they have a downsides. For instance, fear when you're on the roller coaster can be fun, but when you're worried and anxious, no, it's torture. Well, I've been working with myself and with a lot of people for quite a while, 15 years clinically, to find out that, well, I want to tell you, if you feel bad, a lot of the time, some of the time, you're not alone. So most of us have, a pretty good outer presentation that we can keep together, and thank God we do. But inside, our inner world of thoughts and feelings is very often more difficult to navigate. And so my work, Senses of the Soul, is to understand better how to know what you're feeling and use this equipment that you have to feel better. So we're going to talk about 5 key points. It's really, since this is intrinsic, inherent equipment, we all have it, it's pretty simple to use, and I'm going to give you 5 points. And we're going to spend the next 5 weeks to elaborate those one at a time. Let's start with the problem. So do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel low energy, anxious energy? In fact, if you're on the Hangout now and would like to type in problems that you have, situations you have, specific feelings you have, I'd love to look at those and share them back with the group right now. The fact is that most of us aren't very emotionally literate. So even understanding what we're feeling or being able to talk about it or describe it is a very important first step. To have the language of emotions so that we can begin to understand. And the other problem is that it's difficult to talk about. Maybe you have a therapist, maybe you have a friend, but difficult feelings, we tend to be embarrassed about them, we tend to hide them, think they're a weakness, and they do feel bad. So we do tend to conceal that and try to keep a happy face for as long as we can. So this is a place where you can talk very openly about the difficult feelings, know that somebody understands, somebody gets it, but we don't stop there. We really have tools within the Senses of the Soul method to help you understand and move on from those feelings. So a basic principle is that feelings are your friends, emotions are allies. And that's going to be our main shift today that we're going to work with. That's the first life-changing piece of information, that despite the fact that they feel bad, that they make you do stupid things, that all that happens with emotions. If you just have this one shift of understanding, that the next time you feel bad, you go like, well, there's some purpose here. So we'll get back to that in a minute. Let me give you some more points that we're going to do over the next 5 weeks. So the Senses of the Soul method, SOS method, SOS for your emotions, is first of all just getting safe feeling what you feel. And so next week I'll show you very simply how you can learn to feel safe with your emotions so that you can feel them. So if your system is trying to help you, if your emotions are your friends and they're giving you messages, you've got to be willing to listen to them. And that means feeling them. So our first step is going to be, how do we just learn to safely feel heavy things like depression, anxiety? How can we be comfortable? That's going to be the first step. Next, we're going to learn to speak, have a two-way dialogue with these allies, these emotions, and begin to learn what is the real source of our discomfort. Now, sometimes that seems obvious, sometimes it's not. There's a nagging feeling, you don't know quite. More often you'll say, well, somebody said something to me, or this is happening in my life. But I'm going to help you go deeper into that feeling, and the feeling's going to tell you exactly why that's a problem for you. Okay, so first, stop and feel. Second, find out the source of that feeling in a much clearer way. And with every problem comes its own solution. So when you're clear on the problem, the solution begins to emerge. So the third step is, and again, your emotions bring with them, with all that discomfort and pain, they bring with them this information of what to do about it, right? So you're not built to sit around being miserable. So when an uncomfortable feeling comes over you, it's got one purpose: direct you to the problem, direct you to a solution, and then the fourth step is take action. Sometimes it's just information you need, but information or action, apply that to resolve your problem. Guess what? The difficult emotion has then done its work, done its job, and it retreats. It lets you feel good again. And feeling good is really your natural background state. And if you've been feeling bad for a long time, it's hard to believe. But we are built to have a steady flow of peace, really, peace, love, all those good things that we'd all love to feel. And that flow is only blocked when there is something blocking them. And that's when the quote, negative emotion arises to let us remove the thorn in our foot, so to speak, and get back to that flow of good feelings. If all this sounds a little far-fetched because you've been suffering for a long time, I understand that. But I'm living proof, and I've got just hundreds of people that have gone through this process. So, the fifth step is to then put these 4 steps into practice regularly. To practice, build your skills. Hey, if you want to get in shape, you go to the gym, you build your skills. If you want to learn a certain job, you invest time and you build your skills. Well, it's the same thing with working with your emotions. You're going to need to spend a little time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. And I'll show you then in week 6 how to build a steady self-help practice. This is self-therapy. So the future of therapy is self-therapy, because you have the best answers. You know what's bothering you more than anyone else can. And this is a revolution that's going to come through all of our lives in the next few decades, to know that we don't have to go to someone else to fix us. We have the best way to fix us. All right, so those are our 5 steps. We're going to do those over the next 5 weeks. For today, I just want to leave you with this one basic shift: to begin to see emotions as your friends. So what does that mean? I was just talking to somebody today, and she was worried. Her sister's coming to visit her, and she's beginning to get nervous, getting anxious. And the closer that visit comes, the more bothered she's going to be. Can't get it out of her head. And so this is an example of forms of fear. Warning her, why is she told me that often her sister is unkind or hurtful. So she kind of knows this is probably going to happen in a several-day visit. There's going to be a problem like this. So her system, now, here's the basic switch. Either she's, oh, here it comes again, my sister's coming, so I'm anxious, I'm all torn up inside, my stomach starts hurting, I can't eat. Whatever those symptoms can be, and they can get worse. Here's the pivotal shift I want you to just use this next week. And that is, when those come on, instead of like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling bad, or why am I feeling bad, or trying to ignore it, or medicate it, or numb it out, or distract yourself, you make this one switch. Wait a minute. These bad feelings are trying to help me. This fear is my friend. And that one thought will put you on a different track. Instead of denial and just sitting status quo and not solving the problem, you'll just part ways a little bit and go, this is trying to help me. So it's not a problem. I'm not stupid. I'm not weak. Let me now inquire what is the problem and how this can help me. And those details we're going to give you step by step over the next 6 weeks. So I hope you'll come back to the next 5 modules, parts of this Google Hangout. And I'll take you step by step through that. They'll just be 10 minutes each one. So after an hour's work, you will have quite a bit better handle on your emotions and a lot of emotional skills. So this is Guru Mayer from Senses of the Soul. Welcome you back next time, and go to sensesofthesoul.com and give me a shout out. Okay, thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.